What's up, everybody? We are back. So last time we posted anything, we were working on building our belly tanker project. Since we stopped filming that, we got the motor mounts tacked in so that it can be a roller, and we rolled it back out of the shop and over to our storage building. So that's sitting a little bit longer because we are currently swamped with customer projects right now. So I figured I'd do a little New Year update. So let's head inside and I'll show you what we've been working on. Let's go in the back corner and check out a couple of customer projects. Alrighty. So back in this corner, got a 76 Mercury Grand Marquis that we are putting a new 400 cubic inch engine in it because the one that's in there is all locked up. It's a friend of ours and he wants to just have a nice ratty big old cruiser. So that's one of the cars that we're working on in our spare time. We've got bunch of boxes of new parts, and if we go over here, this was the engine that was in it. Totally carboned up. This thing was sitting since the mid 80s, but the customer supplied us with a brand new long block. Top, we got our buddy Rob's Grand Prix. It's a good running car, 455, and we're doing a quarter panel on it currently. We've done a couple of patches in the floor and such, and the owner's gonna come and he's gonna be pulling all the suspension down himself and painting it. Tucked back in the corner here, it may look like a pile of parts. Well, it kind of is a pile of parts, but this is one of Ryan's personal projects. This Beetle is getting an aggressive chop. We're gonna be putting a flat windshield in it because this was a Super Beetle originally, so it had coil springs with a curved windshield. But we're doing a full body drop on it with Model A style suicide front suspension, and this thing should look pretty crazy. We're gonna start digging into this in the next few months probably, and when this one's done, it will be for sale. So if you want a crazy Beetle rat rod, keep an eye on the channel. We'll have progress on this somewhat soon, and it's gonna be rad. This truck is owned by our good friend Bob. He's got it in here to get some core support work done, and we're gonna be fitting panels, replacing some metal down in here where these are pretty smashed up. This is a either 55 or 56. It's a 55 Chevy pickup with a, well, I can't get that open right now, but it's got a G-body front clip on it and should be a cool little truck. So moving right along, we've got this late 1940s Ford pickup truck cab that we recently stripped the whole truck down, and we are waiting for one more caster to come in the mail, and then we're going to use what's left of this frame to make a jig because this customer has two more cabs that he's going to bring to us, and we're making 3 cabs into one 4-door cab. Truck isn't in terrible condition, but this is going to be the cab I believe that we're going to use the back wall and maybe the front side. We got to get the rest of the 2 other cabs in and figure out which pieces are going to work in what spots. So right next to that we've got friend Connor's 1940 Ford Coupe, and this car, it's all metal. So not every day you see a 40 Ford in all metal. This car was in his family for a long time and was modified extensively. So far in this one, we've made the firewall and modified. This is an aluminum bolt-in cover that had been made for the car years and years and years ago. We trimmed it up to match up with the new firewall we made in trans tunnel to fit this beautiful blueprint 383 stroker. This car's got G-body front end as well, and a lot of really nice goodies on this car. And if we look inside, this is the transmission tunnel and firewall that we made for this car. Got a couple plugs to be able to reach the top bell housing bolts from the inside, and with that reinforced bead rolled panel, it's nice and stiff. Got a nice long chrome low car shifter in this one. Another thing that we did was we widened these running boards to match up with the widened rear fenders. Still got a little bit of work to do fit finish, but this car is getting close to being able to have the fit finalized and send it out to paint. Another cool project, this is a 1932 Ford pickup that unfortunately had been bounced around a whole bunch of different restoration shops since the 1970s before it got to us. And this is the next car that we are prepping for paint. This should be leaving in the next few weeks to head over to our buddy Eric and get it all finally sprayed. It's a beautiful stock restoration. It's got the original flathead 4-cylinder. This can be a beautiful little truck when it's done. Just have to, on this one, finalize the fitment on a few things, do a little bit more metal work, and she'll be ready for body work and paint. Alright, so this car is one of my favorite projects in here. This thing is going to be an absolute ripper when it's done. On the outside, it may just look like a ratty 1956 Bel Air, but this thing is on a full Trailblazer SS drivetrain. This customer came to us with the idea. He's a Trailblazer SS fan for sure. He's got multiple of them at his house, and came to us with the wild idea of, hey, how hard would it be to put a Trailblazer SS frame underneath 56 Chevy? We looked it up. It was only a 2-inch difference in wheelbase, and when the car got here, everything just started falling into place. So far, we've made all the body mounts to be able to mount the body to the car, and we mocked up some control arms, some longer control arms in the back to be able to make the wheelbase correct. The next step for this car is we're going to be installing the fuel tank in the back. We're going to have to make a pannered bar. We've also got coilovers, doing a full rear end coilover conversion on this. And then we're going to go back up to the front and keep messing with the core support. This car's a long way from getting finished, but it's definitely going to be badass when it's done. The owner has a pro-charged LS for it. Obviously, it's going to be all-wheel drive. And in his words, he just wants to do all-wheel drive burnouts like Ken Block. So I'll try to do another update on this car once it gets closer to putting an engine and transmission in it and everything. But for now, it's making good progress. And the last of our current customer builds is a 63, I believe, Chevy C10. Just getting all the body work and everything. It's on full lowered suspension. We're working on piecing together the bed so that we can do the body work to these bed sides and get them in the same epoxy. We've got the cab. This is a long-term project for sure. Anybody that has dealt with building one of these C10 trucks knows that none of the aftermarket parts fit perfectly. So it's been a lot of cutting and modifying brand new panels to get them to fit this truck perfectly. Once upon a time, this truck was probably rough enough that it should have been scrapped, but someone had masked a lot of the issues, and the owner picked it up and decided, I want to do a color change, which turned into a lot of rust repair and new panels. Now we're working on getting the front end to fit together better. We're gonna have to do a fair amount of cutting to get this all to fit, but it's getting very close, and once we get this thing all on epoxy, it's gonna be ready to go back to its owner, who's then going to do the paintwork himself and put in the drivetrain and all that good stuff. So we were able to pull Ryan's Jeep out of storage. I figured I'd give you guys a quick little look at probably a lot of people's favorite cars that we've built. So this next one is our good friend Scottys Truck that we've been helping build after hours. It is a 54, it's a Series 1 GMC pickup, 5-window, and it's on an S10 frame. There's a company that the name is escaping me right now, but I'm sure I'll remember by the time I edit this, and I'll put the name right here. This company makes a full kit to mount these trucks on an S10 frame with an LS and air ride. So it's designed to be able to air out and have the running boards on the ground. So far, we've got the C-notch done in the rear, got the 4-link all welded in, and we're getting ready to, I believe the next step is going to be putting the engine and transmission in, taking the cab off. Scotty's got pretty much everything except for the cowl, I believe. So this truck will be getting basically all new metal. It sat in a field for a long time, but when you got a 54 GMC pickup with a title, you fix it. Hopefully we'll be finishing this truck up sometime in this coming year, as well as our new shop truck build. This is going to be our new shop truck for going to pick up metal and hauling heavy stuff around. It's going to be 50s Chevrolet cab over on a 2nd gen Dodge Cummins frame, 4-wheel drive, 38s, 5-inch lift, and a cab over. This thing is going to be massive. So currently, we've just got it chained up, as we kind of got a little bit carried away the other day and decided to go pick this thing up and start mocking it up. So we just got it kind of mocked up in place to where we're gonna have to figure out another place to chain it up from to be able to cut off a bit more of the structure underneath here to be able to slide this down another 10 inches or so. But even so, I'm 6'1", and that's, I can barely reach that handle, but she is quite tall. But the plan with this is we're gonna do a big stake body, custom stake body on the rear, possibly throw a welder on there, and thinking about bringing this to some events and all that good stuff. So that's really it for our shop tour today. So as you can tell, we've got a whole lot on our plates, and we're just trying to get through all these projects and try to knock out some cool cars. I'm gonna try my best moving forward this next year to continue to pump out content on this channel. If you have any questions about any of the vehicles in our shop right now, please drop a comment. I will do my best to get back to you. But in the meantime, please remember to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.